So you're going to find that a lot of these stores, there's going to be plants that look just like this. Hey everyone, welcome back. I am about to repot one of my plants that I bought a few weeks ago from Lowe's. And what I like to do, no matter if it is an indoor plant or outdoor plant, I'll allow the plant to become comfortable in its environment for a few weeks before I disturb it from its original nursery pot. So now that it's been a few weeks, I'm going to go ahead and repot this plant. And also, this plant, when I bought it, was not in perfect condition, but since I do feel comfortable and confident in knowing that I can nurture it back to great health, I went ahead and bought the plant. Of course, if you do not feel comfortable with a sick plant or anything like that, a plant with imperfections, then I would suggest that you buy a plant that is close to or in great condition for you. Not to say that something can't happen once you bring it home, but again, if you don't feel comfortable with something like this, then of course don't buy it. So now I'm going to show you what the plant looks like. So as you can see, there are some imperfections on the leaves. This just came from handling and caring for the plant. So usually when I go into these stores, and not so much of like nurseries that are nurseries. When you go into stores and they have like a nursery section, gardening section, whichever you choose to, however you choose to put it, the employees there are not really educated on taking care of the plants. You'll notice even when you ask questions about plants, they aren't really sure. They're just working there, and they aren't really, I guess, they don't really need to have like, expertise on it, on plants, taking care of plants. It's probably very general or probably nothing at all. I don't know, because sometimes I've asked questions about things and they don't know. So you're going to find that a lot of these stores, there's going to be plants that look just like this. And I don't like to just give up on the plant and be like, oh no, this doesn't look right, so I'm not going to get it. As you know, well, you may not know, I have a list of plants that are on my list for me to buy and propagate and things like that. And this is one of the plants. So I went ahead and got it, not caring about the way that it looks, because nothing's perfect. And yeah, so if you go to somewhere where it's like the whole entire place or the nursery is dedicated to plants, then the plants are more, taken care of a little bit better. They're in a little better, I guess, like condition or something like that. But when you go to these stores that are like hardware stores and things like that, the plants really aren't taken care of like that. And that's just my opinion. I'm not stating facts or anything. That's just what makes sense to me, and clearly when I buy these plants from there, this is what I see all the time. So now I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm in my garage. I wanted to open my garage door, but I don't feel like it. So if you hear anything, it's my fan blowing. And I am repotting my plant in this nice ceramic pot from IKEA. I really like it. Let's see. It's muscat. I don't know. This is what it says. Yeah. And then the bottom is just like that. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So if you are ready to watch this plant transform, not really. That's not going to happen within a matter of seconds or days. Keep watching. Alright, it is time to put on the gloves, and the only reason why I have on gloves in this video is because my nails were done. But any other time, if my nails were not done, if I just had my natural nails done, you know, no acrylic or anything like that, then I would not wear gloves. I actually don't mind getting my hands dirty. And now I am going to take the soil from inside the bag, and I'm using a potting mix. And this has a little bit of perlite in it. As you can see, I wish it had a lot more, because that's always a plus and it could definitely help this plant out. Be very, very careful when you are removing your plant, cutting it out of the planter, because you do not want to make a mistake and cut your roots. Especially, you don't know how it looks, and some of the roots are actually trapped in the bottom of the planter. But as you can see, that was not the case for this one, and that soil is so wet. One thing that I would have done was I would have sprayed the inside of the planter before adding the soil with a little bit of hydroxy peroxide. What the heck am I saying? Hydrogen peroxide. My goodness. So yes, the hydrogen peroxide acts as a disinfectant, and I actually picked that up from Spirit Plants on Instagram. And now my plant is just resting while I am adding more potting soil to the planter. Look at those leaves. Oh my goodness. Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. But like I said, when you go to these stores, you just don't know what you're getting yourselves into. And actually, there was quite a lot of perlite in there. I would have added a little bit more only because of the plant's condition. I knew what I was getting myself into, so that's not my situation for this plant, because I knew going in. I just really thought that I could save it, and then I realized that I couldn't save it and that I can't save everything. So yes, here we are. And now I am kind of going to speed up the rest of the video. Yeah. So now I'm going to show you what the plant looks like with it being in its pot. And of course it's heavy as crap, being as though it's in a ceramic planter. But this is what it looks like. It's nice and pretty. There aren't any bugs on here, no spiders or anything like that. I'm going to go put this in its location and just nurture it back to health. And I'll give updates on my Instagram. My Instagram account for my plants is Queen.Thumb. And I also have succulents on there that you can buy, that you can order through my Etsy. All that information will be down below. Thank you so much for checking out my video. If you really enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up and share it with all your friends and family. Take care. Alright, so I gave this plant about 2 to 3 weeks before interrupting it by placing it into another planter. And that is because when you bring home a plant, you want to allow time for it to adjust to its new environment. Second, I did not add water. You did not see me add water to the planter, and that is because the soil that the plant was sitting in was moist, and the plant is already suffering from root rot. And this happened beyond my control before I bought the plant. And also the soil that I added to it was also moist, and I did not want to do more harm than good. So I wanted, to give it some time to kind of dry out a bit and to try and deal with the problem at hand. Unfortunately, the plant did not make it. It did eventually die, but that's just something that comes into play with situations such as this.